Hi guys, I'm Brooke and this is Pippa, and we travel full-time out of my 2004 Honda CRV. If you didn't know us already, that is what we do. We have been on the road now for over a year in this car. We've been traveling full-time now for almost 2 years total. And we were just in Durango, Colorado, and I figured I would show you how our week went that we spent in Durango. Full disclosure, we were there a little while ago. This wasn't like last week or something. I just wanted to be able to bring you guys a vlog, but for safety reasons, have enough time in between. Before we were in Durango, we actually were in Flagstaff. I had to drive back to Flagstaff after we were in New Mexico for a while to go pick up some packages. I had some stuff waiting there for me. Flagstaff is kind of one of my like home bases that I use. I'm technically based out of South Dakota. If you go back and watch my How I Get My Mail, Why My Residency is in South Dakota video, that explains my actual residency, but I do use Flagstaff a lot for packages and things like that. And so we had to go back to Flagstaff, but we were getting tired of being there and we decided to head out to one of my second favorite places, which was Durango, Colorado. The drive from Flagstaff to Durango is so much fun. It takes like 4.5 hours or so. It goes right through Navajo Nation. It's super pretty to look at. Some of my favorite views. I would highly recommend that drive. It's really hot if you do it in the middle of summer. I wouldn't recommend doing it then, but it's definitely a drive that you should do if you are traveling. I like to take back kind of highways. I don't like to be on the main interstate a whole lot, so that is kind of how I found Durango, by skipping Utah and just going over to Colorado. So the first day that we got into Durango, I pulled into my campsite, and obviously Pippa and I needed to stretch our legs. We took this little hike up the hill just to stretch our legs and get a nice view of the campsite and everything like that. There were definitely other people camping there, but there weren't too many. As you can see, this kind of camping area is just kind of an open space. There was camping as you go up the little mountain that we walked up, but my car definitely, I've tried to drive it up there before and it does not make it. I've camped at this campsite multiple times, and you definitely need something with all-wheel drive to get up that road, and so I just choose to camp down at the bottom. Even though it is a little bit busier, especially on the weekends, it's a stopover for a lot of people. It's listed on Campendium. I'm not going to say exactly where this spot is, but if you find it on Campendium, good for you. The road is really rough to get in there, just so you know, but it is a great little hideaway stopover, and it's at higher elevation as well, so it's nice and cool. The next day when we got up was one of my filming days, so we headed to Home Depot and we needed to get the Reflectix for the video I did insulating our roof. And so Pippa and I got to go into Home Depot together. She does great. She loves going into the store with me. She is always so good when we're in the store, and it's so impressive to me. I love when people compliment how good she sits in the car. It makes me like such a proud dog parent. And so I decided that we should treat ourselves to lunch after we went to Home Depot. So we tried out a local burger place called Fam Burger, and it was literally one of my favorite burgers I have had in a very long time. I can't believe I hadn't tried this when we had been in Durango in the past, especially when I had been to Durango before. I don't know how this slipped through all of my restaurant tries, but if you go to Durango, you need to try Fam Burger. It was so freaking good. Hi guys, so you guys are seeing this like way in the future. We just left Home Depot and we decided to get lunch out. I actually like never do this, so I'm really excited. So I'm gonna try this ranch because it looks so good. If you are a ranch person, this is really good ranch. Okay, and this is their fry sauce. It is it looks like it might be like Chipotle-y. I don't know what that is, but it's good. Unfortunately, the outdoor area doesn't allow pets. It does allow obviously service animals, but it doesn't allow pets. So Pippa and I are just eating in the car. I got the highest priced burger, I think, and fries. I didn't get a drink because I already have a diet Dr. Pepper in here. But it was $13.09 with tip, and I'm pretty sure that's what like a double bacon, like a double quarter pounder is. Getting a fresher burger and you're supporting a local business. This is literally so good. Pippa obviously gets a little burger. Flagstaff is kind of, like I said, a home base for me, so I get a little lazy when I'm in Flagstaff because everything is at my fingertips. And I realized once I got to Durango, I did have some laundry in it that I needed to do, and I hadn't showered before I left Flagstaff, and I forgot that in Colorado, it is a little harder to find showers for some reason. I don't know why they're so few and far between. There's just not a lot of truck stops. There's not a lot of Planet Fitnesses. So we headed down to North Main Laundry. This is the first time I've ever been here, but I got it as a recommendation off of iOverlander and read through the reviews. They sounded really good, and so we popped in a load of laundry and actually took a shower there, which was great. I didn't bring Pippa in with me. That said no pets, but I took a shower. It was a coin shower. It was great. It was nice and hot, and on a Sunday it was not busy, so I recommend going early in the morning on the weekends. It seems to not be very busy. We did go back one more time before we left Durango to do another load of laundry, and it was during the week, and it was a lot busier the second time that we went, but it was really clean and it was a great experience for us. Unfortunately, when I came out of the laundromat, when I was loading up all of my laundry and putting everything away, I realized that my tire looked low in the back on the passenger side, but since it was a Sunday, I couldn't get into a Discount Tire, so I went online really quick and I made an appointment. If you didn't know already from my car maintenance video, I have my tires all done through Discount Tire. You can find them so many different places out west, and they're all warranty through Discount Tire. I've had nothing but good experiences through them. I've had my tires done by them since even before I was on the road. When I had my Mazda, I still had all my tires through them. I got all new tires put on my RV when I had it through them, and I've continued to use them ever since because they have always been super great to work with, and they are very honest about what you need and what you don't need. And so I popped into Discount Tire and had them look at it, and somehow I had actually cracked my wheelbase, or like my rim. I got all new tires back in April, and so I was kind of annoyed that already I was getting like a leaking tire, and it turns out that it was actually my wheel. It wasn't my tire at all. So they decided to take off my rim off of my spare tire because it matches the rest of my Honda tires, and we put the new just blank rim on my spare that sits on my back. So that's my new rim. It's just like a basic thing for my spare. Since I had cracked it. I don't know how I cracked it, but I did. And luckily my spare is still like literally brand new. I bought it a year ago. Well, I guess it has a patch in it, but I bought it a year ago. I've only had to use it once. And I keep it covered. So I haven't had an issue needing another spare, so I've now got all new tires and a new rim, so we should be good for a while, hopefully. It worked out perfect. It was not as expensive as I thought it was going to be, which was great. But when I get questions all the time, what do you do about maintenance and stuff when things come up, I just handle it just like I would any other time that something would come up. Pippa and I just hang out in the lobby, and she is such a good dog. I don't ever have a problem bringing her in. Everyone is super nice about it, and Durango itself is super dog friendly in general. So no one minded that Pippa was sitting on the ground in there. After Pippa had been so good that morning, I decided that she deserved a nice walk in the park, get some of that energy out after she was being so great, because we had to get there like first thing in the morning to get that tire appointment. And so we went for a walk in just like the local park in Durango. There was a nice little trail that was right next to the river, and we just walked up and down the river, and we got to watch people like surfing the rapids on the river, which was really cool, and I had never seen people do that before, so that was really cool. I didn't even know that was like a thing that we could do. So we just kind of sat in the park for a while, watched people do their thing. I did put my feet in the water and it was so cold, so I can only imagine how cold it was for the people who were full body in the water, but kudos to them for getting their exercise in and, you know, doing what they love. After we hung out in the park, I decided to pick up lunch at Grass Burger. I know we were on a burger kick for some reason, but I figured I wanted to compare burgers because we were on a burger kick. Why not? And honestly, I was super disappointed. Their Yelp reviews and stuff were really, really good, but for somebody who has a dog with them and needs like a very easy in and out kind of thing, I did their like car side pickup, but there was no parking, which was very odd to have them bring it out to your car, and the parking situation wasn't great. The burger itself honestly wasn't that good compared to Famburger, and it was almost double the price for everything. I did get to try this locally made root beer that's made in Durango, and that was really good, but other than that, I was a little disappointed with Grass Burger. I wouldn't recommend it unless you are super into like the downtown scene of Durango and want to be walking around. They do have a dog-friendly patio, but for me, I'm not super comfortable having Pippa around other dogs on patios while we're trying to eat and when I'm distracted at this point. So we were just going to eat in the car, and it just wasn't as convenient as Famburger was, and the quality wasn't as great either. I would say if you're gonna go get a burger in Durango, do Famburger over Grass Burger. How many times can I say burger while I'm doing this? It was still filling. It wasn't like awful or disgusting or anything. It just wasn't as great. After lunch, we decided to head back to our campsite, and when we got up there, I parked really quick and was just hanging out on my phone, and all of a sudden heard all of the cows coming. Last year when we had camped here, there were cows that are just free range cows on national forest land. A lot of national forest land is leased by ranchers and things like that to have their cows, you know, free range. I don't know how all that works, but a lot of the times when you go camping on national forest land, there are cows for some reason, and I could hear them, but I couldn't see them, and we very quickly got kicked out of our campsite via the cows. The cows are coming. Why am I so excited about the cows? Well, they weren't here when I got here. They're coming. Pippa, do you hear the cows? I can't let you outside with the cows. My car. They're gonna come this way. The babies. I'm glad we're friends now. But I was so excited to see the cows again before we left because we were leaving the next morning, and I was kind of sad that they weren't there because they are kind of comforting to know that there are cows around. Cows, I feel like, are just such like a calming presence for me. It's very familiar now that I know that so many of the campsites I love also have cows on them. So I was really glad I got to see the cows before we left the area, and we headed out of Durango the next morning, and you guys will have to just stay tuned for next week to see where we end up next. Thanks for coming along. I hope you guys liked this vlog, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!